Hello, folks. Welcome to the show. I'm Nick DiPaolo, your white, straight, male host, leader of the deplorables, of the irredeemables. The whole world hates us, Andy. Every article you pick up, it's all about white, heterosexual males and our privilege and shit. So privileged, we'll both be working in the city making $60 combined between two of us. What's going on, folks? Remember, a week from tomorrow, I'll be at the Fat Black Pussycat. Is that allowed? A white straight male at the Fat Black Pussycat? Which is the Comedy Cellar room around the corner. It's killer. It's July 25th. Come down and see me. It's a week from tomorrow night. I'll be working out an hour. And listen to this show, the overnights at 2 a.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. in the West. Obviously, you can hear it on demand at any time. And live show updates at the Paolo Show, SXM. Hit me up on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at Nick DiPaolo. And thank you to a contributor to my podcast, James Scherer, sent more money. Hell of a fella, James. If you want to subscribe to the podcast, go to connectpal.com/Nick. You get a free show on Monday, which is also on iTunes and Riotcast and many other places. And then you get 4 more shows for $3.99 a month based on this show. And please do it. I need the cash, let's be honest. Before I forget, happy birthday to my mom, Joan DiPaolo, 80 years young today. 80. She's in good shape. I timed her on the 40. 4.840 she ran. That was a year ago. She's a few pounds heavier now, but I'm telling you, my mother's tough as nails. She's like good-looking Olivia Soprano as far as mentality-wise. You know, they play these games. I never really saw eye to eye with Mommy. I'm more closer to my dad, and which is odd because he hit me more. But like I said, I had to come. But my mother's 80 years old. She doesn't look a day. Seriously, she looks like she's 60. And I think she's going to be the one that goes into the high 90s, maybe early hundreds. You know what? Mine is still clear and never sits down. Never sits down. What do you call those watches? A Fitbits? Got a strap one on her. She set a world record, I'm telling you. But, you know, that's because of the Coke problem. But that's neither here nor there. But happy birthday, Joni DiPaolo. Love you. What did I want to get off my chest real quick? How about a fat lady doing her nails? I'm in the left lane. Once again, I'm behind this car, and there's 10 cars behind me. We're all doing about 40 miles an hour. I am fuming. I finally get up to the right of this fat lady putting her fucking nails. Holy shit! Ron Bennington and Gail are looking in the window.
You heard it there for about 30 seconds.
Oh, for Christ's sake. Hope they're not listening. I don't want a pro watching me. Look, he looks like the capo of some, doesn't he? Some Philly capo. What was I talking about? Oh, the fat lady so I get up next to her. She's putting nail polish on in the left lane of a fucking highway. She had both hands up on the thing, and she was. Can you make that up? Jesus Christ. Fat, ugly, and dumb, you know? Yeah, sure. Sure. Let's get him in here. Ronnie Bennington, I don't know why he's still in the building, but we're gonna try to get him in here. Yeah? No, he's wandering around. Both my producers leave the room. Mr. Bennington's entering the building. Ron, you mind if I sit in this chair?
You know what?
This is your chair. I understand. I'll stand up.
You look like you should have been doing this your whole life instead of wasting your time with stand-up comedy, begging drunks for laughs.
I look it or I sound it? I'd rather have you say I sound it.
Yeah, you sound it. Yeah.
Do you hear that, folks, you haters out there? That was Ron Bennington, who everybody agrees is a radio aficionado. So you people on Twitter, you can lick my left nut.
You know
thoughts?
What? I'm upset about it. I thought you were going to Montreal.
No, I wanted to stay here.
Is that right? What happened?
Really did. I'm just tired. I've done that festival 100 times. No offense. I don't want to be in a hotel for 4 or 5 days, do a couple meaningless sets, and interview comedians I don't give a fuck about. That's That's
You know
how
what?
it summed it up.
You must be getting a hell of a lot of money because the bluntness that you have with going to Montreal is pretty great.
I'm not getting that much money.
You're not.
What, here?
Yeah.
You know how it works. No, I'm doing all right.
Yeah. Nice.
Again, but we live in New York, so you know what I mean? You cut it in half.
Yeah, you do cut it in half.
I'd be doing well if I was, in Albany.
If you were in Albany, you would be the big guy. You'd probably end up owning the car business up there. But are you enjoying doing this radio?
I love doing this.
Yeah.
And I love the studio, and I do. I absolutely. The hours are perfect. I come in the middle of the afternoon, right? So there's no traffic, so to speak of. Everything's relative, but. And then I leave here. There's no traffic. And you can't say that coming from Westchester that often.
Well, here's the thing.
Sure.
Everything ran well here for years. Opie's had a solid job for, I think, 15 straight years.
Yeah.
And then Nick DiPaolo joins, and the whole apple cart is turned over.
No, wait a minute now. You're just trying to stir up some shit.
No, that's what he got in trouble for. But what I'm saying is this.
Oh, I didn't know that story.
Oh, you just heard about it?
I just heard about it.
Yeah. I don't know anything.
Me either.
But it feels weird, right? Now, what's your plan? Are you looking for that slot? Are you going to move the mornings and push Jimmy to afternoons?
I just, what did I just do? I just told you how much I loved these hours because of the traffic. I base my life around traffic, and I'm perfectly happy where I'm at. But, if somebody goes, hey, we'll kick it up a few notches money-wise, I'll take a look at it. I'm not fucking retarded over here.
But there's like a Shakespearean who's in the shadows, who has the sharp knife.
Fuck you.
And right away, as soon as I heard anything, I go, DiPaolo's behind this. This is pure DiPaolo.
First of all, I take that as a compliment because I don't have that kind of savvy. If I had those street skills, I wouldn't be telling jokes and radio. I'd be out on the streets selling dope to kids like I should be and my relatives. You know what I mean? I don't have that street savvy. When I worked at Chris Rock HBO, I marveled at these people who had office politics down to they played people against each other and just passive aggressive. I don't have that in me. I wear my
you what? What do
my
you
mustard
wear?
on my sleeve. Whatever the fuck.
You wear your
my
mustard
emotions.
Yeah.
Right?
What was the big show? Because I don't want to bother you. I'm just running around saying I'll be in Montreal doing Comedy 101, which I've asked you time and time. This would have been the third time.
You never asked me to do anything in Montreal.
Yeah. I have my guy Chris has asked you twice.
I think Chris might be lying to you.
So you never remember being asked. Both times you were working. This is a show that we do.
Yeah.
We go out and it's open micers and we just let the comics tear them to shreds. It's basically,
and I was working.
Yeah. And then this time we're like, holy shit, Bobby's going to be there. Norton's going to be there. DiPaolo's going to be there. This is the perfect lineup.
Yeah.
You're out. Bobby tells me, I don't know, I'm not staying. I got to, he started smoking cigars, and that's all he can think about now.
Does he keep them in the back of his neck in those holes? It looks like he's got 6 cigars on the back.
It's just cruel.
It's cruel, but true.
I know, that's why I needed you at this show, but you don't want to be in Montreal.
I don't like being mean to people.
Yeah.
I'm the roast, I got tired of. Those Comedy Central things were fun, but then it's the same guys, and some of them are your friends on the dais, so you start cutting deeper. Yeah, I was never comfortable with that.
Yeah, I don't. I'm actually not a fan of roast either. This is just picking on open mic comics. It's just.
I don't want to crush their dreams.
But yes, that's what it is. Take a fucking dream and stamp on it. It's beautiful.
Did you come up with that premise?
Yes.
Yeah, it sounds like. By the way, Ron goes on, at the stand a few times. Months ago, he comes in there. I didn't even know he was still doing.
I'm not.
He goes on right after me though, and doesn't miss a beat. I'm like, he's gonna take it in the face here. Watch this. Just first, he throws a few zings at me as I'm leaving the stand, and that's how he endears the audience to himself. And then, but like a true pro,
I just went after his set. Watch, Nick is going to mingle now because he went in and tore into the paying customers. And I'm old school. I don't believe that. I'm like, the customer's the most valued thing that we have.
Yeah, but there's one thing you're missing.
What's that?
Today's customers, half of them don't pay to get in. So I'm going to open their fucking holes. Good point.
I stopped down there this weekend, and a guy. Well, I'll say this. You go in for a nice night. Rich Voss, he goes on stage, he sits down now, he just turned 60. So he's just trying to ease into life and he's just telling some stories and he's nice.
Yeah.
And then a guy goes, "That's the funniest joke you've told yet." And Voss turns on this guy and beats him until he's just powdered and goo on the ground.
All 60 years worth of angst and bitterness just unloaded.
Yeah. He literally yelled at the guy, "I'm a loaded gun." And it was so fucking funny and so great to see.
I'm a loaded gun, a squirt gun, because when I talk, I spit.
Yeah, you'd be...
You cocksucker! Let me tell you, Voss is as vicious as anybody.
Yeah.
And funny. When you're sitting around the table busting balls, he's as good as anybody. He's got that comedy DNA.
Yes.
And you don't want to get into a pissing match with Voss.
Or his wife. Yeah, or his wife. They both come at you like the fucking razors in their hands, just slicing you up. And they got a kid like that now, too. Their kid is really funny and cruel.
How old?
I don't know how old she is. I can't tell what kids are. That's how I got in trouble.
Well, did it have a bikini on or fucking a mini skirt or a pair of pajamas?
I don't know, what, like 8, 9?
Yeah, I think 8
something like that.
It's a girl you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a little girl.
Yeah. I hope she looks like Bonnie.
She looks like Bonnie had a stand-in.
Is that right?
Yes, exactly like Bonnie.
Oh, wow. Bonnie's cute.
Yeah,
I say that out of due respect to Rich.
Yes, we picked
All
that
due
up.
respect.
So what were you working on today before? I don't want to come in and bother you. You got a great show.
I got to be honest with you. I'm glad you wandered by because it was one of those days.
Right.
I didn't have much to open. You know what I mean?
Well, I just did a show with Tim and Eric, and you never know how you know who they are, right?
Yeah, Tim Kaine and
yes, it's Tim
Eric
Kaine. Come on,
Kornfeld. I don't know. Who's Tim and Eric?
Tim and Eric is a very big
radio show?
No, a TV show for years. They're on the Adult Swim. They're for the millennials. And
why would you think I know? I'm in my late 70s.
Because you keep your ear.
I watch
down
adult diapers. Good evening. Zing, ding, ding.
You got your ear to the ground like an old Indian.
Now, is that a Native American Indian or one who just got here to fix my TV?
No, Native American. I don't use it that way. All right, what were you working on here?
I haven't got to anything yet. It was in my opening. It said, "Happy birthday to my mom." She'll be 106 today. And my first thing I wanted, if I hear one more Major League Baseball announcer use the word scuffling instead of struggling,
right,
I am going to fucking lose my shit.
They say they scuffle when they're in trouble?
You guys are going to notice this from here on in.
Yeah.
Harold Reynolds started it by accident, I think. Scuffling. Nobody says struggling anymore. Nobody. You can mark that down. I've been saying this for 2 years. Then I'm watching Sox Yankees. They said scuffling like 4 times.
Drive you crazy?
It makes me, because I
scuffling should happen to shoes. You scuffle your shoes. Not that you don't.
It's
struggle. Your shoes.
Scuffling is a fight. If you look it up, it's actually a fight. So when the pitcher, is 0-11 in June, he's not scuffling. He sucks. But scuffling, they all do it. I don't know if ESPN made a rule. Not just ESPN. Fox, when I watch baseball on Fox, they say scuffling. Somebody please. It's a little thing, but it's one of those things once it gets in your head, and you'll never forget this.
All right, I'm going to watch it from now on. I've never picked up on it, though. Well, by the time someone starts struggling, I just click out. You know what I mean? I'm not going to watch 9 innings unless you can pull together something that can interest me.
Yeah. So, it's scuffling.
Can you watch baseball the same way as you could when you were younger, or has the ADD of the modern world got to you more?
That's a complicated answer on some level. As a young kid, are you assuming that I couldn't, I didn't have the attention span when I was younger?
No, I felt like when you were younger, you could watch it easily. It was baseball. It was on TV, on the radio. It was comfortable.
Yes, I agree with that.
Now it's like you find yourself.
I've ruined it with the DVR. I don't watch anything in real time now. And when I do, oh my God, it's hard.
Well, here's the thing. I have trouble with DVR in sports because then you're like an idiot cheering for something that already happened. You know what I mean? Like you're like, oh, come on, they can pull this out when everyone else in the world knows. No, they didn't.
I don't have a problem as long as I don't know.
Yeah.
I never forget. I'm working at Stitch's Comedy Club as a barback in Boston before I even became a comedian. Villanova, remember?
Sure.
Villanova, that big game in the 80s. Villanova and was
Georgetown?
it Jim? Yeah.
Yeah.
the whole night, I'm recording it on a VCR to give you how, this is back in the 80s. And the whole night, I got through without hearing the results. And I'm getting out of work at like 1:45 in the morning. I'm walking to my car and don't know the result. So excited, I'm going to stay up all night and watch I hear somebody down the street. Hey, Villanova! It just...
It's one of the great upsets of all time.
All night I avoid it, and that's hard to do in Boston as far as sports goes. But baseball, to answer your question, I have to record it and fast forward.
I can watch it at the park pretty easily. Watching it on TV is more of a struggle than it used to be. Because I don't know, I'm just sitting around. I'm wondering if I'm fucking missing Trump has done something. You know what I mean?
You flip around.
Yeah, you start to flip around. Like I literally will think, is something broken with the Trump case? Trump is like my OJ, where I just don't know whether I'm cheering for him, like for the anti-hero, or against him.
I do the same. I flip around to CNN, MSNBC to see the Chiron.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Russian collusion.
Yeah,
they are relentless.
Yeah.
11 babies were killed on a highway in New York. It's national news, but you put on MSNBC. Kushner today met with, it's priceless to me. They will ignore anything to hang this guy.
I love that fat dude that was with them, though, the guy who they said hooked it up.
Bob Goldstone,
or
whatever.
He's the old rock and roll guy. And they were saying that, like, years ago, remember that We Are the World shit when they raised all the money for Ethiopia?
Yes.
He was in charge of dropping off stuff there, and he was in Ethiopia for a while, and he gained 7 pounds.
Who?
In Ethiopia. Fucking Goldstone. And they actually said...
You're not confusing him with...
Whoever the fat guy is that put this thing together, the English guy.
But you said We Are the World.
No,
he worked for them.
No, he worked for Geldof.
Oh, he did?
That's how long he's been around.
And he put on 7
He put on 7 pounds. And Geldof is like, what are you doing, dude? And he goes, hey, it's fucking Ethiopia. There's nothing to do but eat there. It's so boring. They don't have anything happening. So that guy is like my favorite now.
He does look like, he looks like every agent.
Right.
Comedy agent when I was about 10 years in. Heavy set, But, yeah, so I flip around too. Our attention spans are ruined.
Yeah.
But
it is fun to go, like, especially late at night when they really get opinionated, to Fox, to MSNBC, over to CNN, and just see how different the story is.
Only one of them's even coming close to the truth. But.
No. The Fox guys. They fired.
You see the look on his face?
Don't you agree that they fired the talented Fox guys, though? I mean, there's some people over there that are pretty weak these days.
Well, you mean if you're talking about like O'Reilly?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a big mistake.
But
Greta Van Susteren, no. She looked like a smallmouth bass, and her voice was painful.
You didn't like her at all?
Oh, Christ, no. I didn't like her presentation. I didn't like her looks. I look at the tits first. But, no. She was, Shepard Smith, he fucking hates the president.
Well, Shepard, he was...
hates him. Like most women do. Why is that controversial? He's out of the closet.
No, it was controversial. It's fucking funny. Mind if I fucking sell a joke for you?
Selling? Is that how you do it? By turning your head like an owl? 360? I am so glad you can't. I'm serious. Because I didn't have much today. But
well, you know what? I mean, I'm going to take some shit for this, but
why?
Because I'm supposed to be doing another show. That's what I'm doing.
Not Dean's.
No, I'm the Bonfire, because one of them is going to do my show in Montreal that I wanted you for.
I'm guessing it's Soder.
Yeah.
No, is it?
Yeah.
Mr. Big J. Okerson, he's got a problem with no. We've asked him to do this show a couple times.
Yeah.
I did a gig with him a couple weeks ago.
Well, Jay in Montreal,
on the road, in Buffalo.
Jay in Montreal has got 700 shows that he's doing.
Right.
So I won't be able to use him, but Soder, yeah.
I'm just a little pissed that Jay wouldn't come in here.
Maybe
I bet you Comedy Central said, don't go in there.
Is that what it is?
I'm just, my paranoid guinea mind.
You paranoid? I never expected.
They're going, he hits on the racial and gender stuff. You might want to stay clear of that. We'll let Daniel Tosh say whatever he wants because, he has a harmless presentation.
Well, you need to break it up a little bit with at least handicap jokes, don't you?
Yeah, black and brown and yellow and red handicap jokes. It's every headline's about white. Look at why these professors are warning against promoting the work of straight white men. It's just flash mob of 500 teens confront Philly police. I read into that one. I'm just guessing the color of the kids. And how about Bill Nye?
The science guy?
He's up for an Emmy. And look at this. Two black pastors are suing Coca-Cola. I can't help it.
I don't even know where you find these stories. I have never.
I go to a real obscure website. It's called Drudge.
Now you, this sugar thing, that will be the next thing that they get to. The sugar is the fucking future tobacco. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, but, and the tobacco, can we... They're having a field day. Those people, it's not even about, we all know it's bad for you, it'll kill you, give you cancer, but they're having a field day with those commercials. And and somebody's just, they're having fun with it, how gross they can get. Trying to watch the Yankees, and they're squeezing some guy's lung, and like yogurt's coming out of it. This is going to happen. I'm getting hungry. I want a cannoli, for Christ's sake.
That's how quick I click, too. I can't watch any of that shit. I'm just out. I'm done. The second I see that stuff.
It's not because it's too gross. You're just tired of them preaching.
Well, it's gross, and I'm tired. Yeah, and, I'm smoking a cigar while I'm watching. So it kind of, I'm like, I'm trying to enjoy a ball game here.
And what's ironic is I was always a casual smoker.
Yeah.
1 or 2 cigarettes, maybe, and I go months without one. But lately, since it's warmed up, I'm on the front porch. My wife buys them. I don't buy them.
Join
8 to 10 now a day. That's a lot. Join
the cigar club. All the comedians are smoking
I don't like cigars. They're too thick. I'm not comfortable with the circumference of my mouth.
Okay. Too cockish for you.
They're a little too cockish.
Yeah.
Good word.
Too cockish.
Too cockish.
Too cockish.
Michael Dukakis.
He was your guy, right? Michael Dukakis from Massachusetts.
Oh my God! What a little Greek! What a little Greek stupid.
That's how. By the way, here's a guy who lost an election for putting on a helmet that was too big for him. That's how different the news is. A guy could put on a helmet
in a tank.
Yeah, and you're just like, he's done. He's out. Now he can't keep up with anything.
It wasn't just the helmet. That was one of them. But the other thing during the debates, when they asked him, remember it was a Willie Horton question or something about, well, if somebody raped your wife, wouldn't you want them to get the death penalty? And he hemmed and hawed about it.
Right.
Remember?
Yeah, but I know his wife.
You know his what? Cool, Kitty?
Yeah, Kitty, he would have been better off if she was raped and killed. It would have been the best thing that would have happened to that tiny-headed bastard. And seriously, he has a head like a pea.
And she was licking roll-on deodorant, remember?
Yeah.
To get the booze out of it.
Right.
Talk about having an addiction.
And you're going, honey, there's liquor stores. No one knows. No one cares whether you're in AA or not. You tell me you're that famous, you can't drive into a fucking liquor store?
Honey, there's a liquor store. Oh, I'll just pull this hair. I'll just pull this hair off this right guard.
I don't even know if you can get high like that.
Oh, you can. I did it.
Can you?
Oh, yeah. I guzzled like three old Spice things in high school. I was fucked up for a week. Remember that, though? She was licking roll-on things.
She was licking that. They think she had drank some fucking furniture polish or something.
Yeah, she did.
Just go to a fucking liquor store. Pick up a bottle of gin. Like any other old drunk.
The coffee table looks horrible. I know. I couldn't put a sheen on it. My wife finished it.
She licked her. She just tongued it for a fucking hour before he got home. And what is he going to do with that tiny head?
Oh,
she's
my God.
fucking running things.
Who did he run against? Is that Bush? I can't remember.
Reagan, right? No, it was the first Bush.
The first Bush.
Yeah, the first Bush.
Yeah, and he's a war hero, the first Bush. And meanwhile, Dukakis has the balls to put on a helmet. It looked like a Make-A-Wish thing for a kid.
Was he a hero? He got shot down, and Trump has taught us that you don't fucking...
No, he was a fucking hero. He floated around, and they saved him.
Yeah.
No, I know. I hated what Trump said about McCain. I hated that.
And McCain just got his fucking skull, like part of his skull taken off today.
I hope it's the part that makes him think more like a Republican.
Oh, Jesus Christ. He's the actual Republican. He's the guy who thinks like Republicans.
No, he doesn't. He's a fucking rhino.
Why? Because he
disappoints me.
Why? Because he doesn't want.
He disappoints me.
He doesn't want a wall up or is a fucking screen like Trump is now trying to sell us with slats. What the fuck is this? The Venetian blind or is it a wall?
You pull the things.
You know what? No one. Yes, that's what it is.
Come on.
Like curtains on a cheap fucking apartment. But he would have done, I think he could have just said, you know what, we should fix the fence. And no one would have been mad at him. But he said build a wall, and now he's back to fence.
Some places fence, some place wall. I don't think we need any of that. I say you put the military there. 3 deep. For 8,000 miles, 3 deep, bayonets. I'm dead serious.
First of all, there hasn't been a bayonet since World War II. They don't even fucking make them anymore.
And look what the position we're in. We're being overrun. I make my point. You stab one of those illegals on the knee, they're not coming back. They'll get an infection.
When's the last time they used the bayonet? They didn't use it in the Korean War, right?
The last time they used a bayonet, I remember seeing a picture of, it was actually McCain in Vietnam eating a melon on the end of it. He's using it as a swizzle stick. We're talking to, not that I have to say this, the guy's been on the radio and he's a legend here, Ron Bennington, and this is great. This is just awesome.
Well, I didn't know that you would even want me. I would have been here every night. I would have been here.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
I see how it is. You know, I thought I wanted to go solo. This is much.
Oh, it's better, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Somebody's doing somebody that you can say, no, you're wrong. That's all you want in radio. It's like, you couldn't be more wrong. I always look at people when they're agreeing. I'm like, why? Why are you agreeing? Disagree and get plenty of time. You ever watch those fucking midday sports shows with those guys that they just pretend that they disagree?
Oh, on ESPN?
Yeah.
They churn them out.
Yeah.
They'll just go, who's got bigger feet, Larry Bird or Kevin McHale? Just the stupidest.
Yeah.
Doesn't that remind you of when you were in 5th and 6th grade? Your buddies would come in, who's a better fighter?
Right.
This kid, Nicky Geek, used to throw out these they were totally subjective. And he'd start it would be at a party in high school. He'd come in. What do you think was tougher, Phil Esposito or fucking... And just start an argument, then leave.
They always, yeah. And then here's the thing, because they'll do it all the time with, fucking quarterbacks that play Johnny Unitas.
Oh, that type of
yeah.
shit.
And you're like, Johnny Unitas is dead. Everybody's better than him now. Give me the third string fucking guy from Notre Dame. He's a better quarterback than Johnny Unitas. Let the man's spirit rest.
Terry Hanratty versus Tom Brady when they were freshmen in college.
Terry Hanratty. There was fucking plenty of people who wanted him because, the fact everyone forgets now because Bradshaw's been on TV.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh hated fucking Bradshaw for years. People
who know the football know that.
Right.
Absolutely.
They literally wanted, what do they call him? Jefferson Street Joe Gilliam.
Gilliam.
Yeah, who was a heroin addict. The people were chanting at him over fucking Bradshaw.
I know. And he'd nod off in the huddle, Gilliam.
He had the nods.
Hey, let's go to, do we have to break or no? Good. Let's go to Brian in Alabama.
You got to have commercials to break, Nick. We're not.
I got commercials. Oh, I got a couple.
You got some live reads to do?
Oh, Christ, yeah.
I'm going to fucking ruin that for you today.
Brian in Alabama. Say hi to Ron Bennington.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's up? You're in the Marines.
I just heard. Yes, sir. I was. I got out in 2005, but they still issue. That's a standard issue item is the K-bar or a bayonet.
Is that right? I have not seen one.
I told you.
You're going into the Paolo prize closet. Help yourself. You stumped us.
Semper Fi, baby.
I did not know that. I swear to God, this is amazing to me.
Yeah, I mean they're not really used. We train with them, but
For what? When we run out of bullets?
Basically, yeah. Or you just need to cut something on a patrol or something.
Here's what I want you to do. Go look this up in your log that you have there, your Marine logs. Find out when the last person who died from a bayonet. That's the fucking person that we should name a day off after.
A guy like a couple weeks ago died. He got stabbed in World War II and an infection set in. And
they were charged for murder. Did you ever hear that? Like something breaks loose when a guy was shot in the head back in the fucking 60s, and then the guy who shot him, who got out, is now charged for murder.
Is that right? That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian, where'd you do your training? My dad was at Camp Lejeune.
Yeah, I was out of Camp Pendleton.
Ah.
So, but I was in Yorktown, Virginia for a couple of years also. So I did training basically all over, including Lejeune.
There you go. Well, thanks. Thank you for backing me up, Brian, and thanks for your service.
You got me.
Hey, man, no problem. Take it easy, guys.
Take it easy.
So bayonets are still out there.
See, that's the type of listener we get.
Yeah.
An ex-Marine, informed.
Why didn't you go in? What kept you?
I had eczema, seborrhea, and psoriasis.
Now, was your dad in any of the wars?
Just the one with my mother. Well, lasted about, I'd say, 31 years, and he's still fucked up over it. He didn't see any action, but boy, did he have great stories, man. Just he was on a train and he was with a drunk buddy, and the drunk buddy sees like an army sergeant's jacket, so his buddy starts pissing on the jacket because it's an army jacket, not a Marine. And then the guy comes out of the bathroom. It's like a 6'6". My father had to fight the guy because his buddy was so small and skinny. And
And then
like that.
And that's who you're saying thank you for your service to guys like that.
This guy did not do that. Oh, my God.
My father was in the Navy, World War II. He's 91 years old now.
Your dad was in World War II, in the Navy.
Left high school, like they graduated kids early.
Yeah.
I don't know, halfway through his senior year, over in the Philippines. And, when the bomb dropped, he was part of. They called it there. There was a thing called like the invasion of Japan or something. They were supposed to hit Japan the same way someday, and he was like, "Fuck, this kind of sucks." And then the bomb went off, and he's like, "Wow."
And he was where when it went off?
He was in the Philippines when, it's not like he was any part of that.
Was he on vacation? Or?
Yeah, he was on vacation. He was on a sex vacation. He was literally on a sex vacation. You put those young girls in a basket, you have a fucking rope, and they go up and down on your cock. But
what?
Yeah.
That's
but
hedonism,
he literally
too.
said, he goes...
That's sandals.
He said to me, he goes, the first vote I ever had, Truman, I owed him. My dad's a Republican for life, right? He watches, he's 91. I was just down there last weekend. And he watches
God bless
Fox
him.
News like Belichick watches game tape. He's just on it. He's rewinding.
This is my dad, too.
Yeah.
That's his dad, too?
Same thing. My dad was in Burma, Myanmar, in World War II.
Is that right?
Yeah, it was an Army Engineer Corps.
Imagine that.
And they dropped the bomb. He said, yeah, we never saw it.
My dad.
How old's your dad?
My dad would be 94 October.
It's unbelievable, right?
Yeah.
My dad didn't see action. He watches porn tape, like Belichick watches game tape.
I imagine it's Belichick watching all that tape. I don't know.
You've used that reference before. I love it.
I love it, too.
I watch it like the Zapruder film. Let's go to Frank in the Bronx. Frank.
Hello.
How are you?
Gentlemen, Ronnie boy,
Hey.
I've been following you on Twitter. What a great family you got there. I saw your aunt and your uncle. You're a good man. Beautiful photos. No good.
I don't get the bet. I don't understand.
You've lost.
I'm just saying, I'm so happy. I think it's great that you're spending time with the family. That's all.
Oh, that's what he said. He saw
I'm
photos
not-
of you on.
I'm not on Twitter. I don't have an aunt or a uncle.
No?
That's nice, though.
Somebody's fucking with me.
Yes, somebody's
fucking with you. But
Somebody's
DM
messing
me.
with you, Frank.
DM me, and I'll fucking show you the real pictures.
I got a blowjob from him too.
Are you on social media?
Thank you, Frank.
Do you do social media at all?
I don't. I don't go on Facebook. I get excited about it for like a week, like Twitter.
Right.
I'll hit it hard for a week, and then I won't touch it for 3 months. Facebook, it's too much. It's overwhelming. They need to clean up the page. I'm on a timeline. There's my mother at a wedding. Next thing you know, it's one of my college buddies. A picture of him pissing behind a dorm.
Do you get listeners on there too? The same thing that you're seeing your mom's picture on? Like the listeners contact you on Facebook?
Some of them do, yes. Are you on that?
No, I've never joined Facebook. I've never joined Twitter. Put the show on those things, but not me.
We have a Twitter show account, and
Great job.
and
You're on the edge.
and I can't stand the shit. I was just telling him beforehand. I just went on it this weekend just for a second, and I catch a negative remark, and it just
That's it for you. You're furious.
that's it.
You're ready to bayonet in your fucking neck.
I'm like Trump. John in Vermont. John, go ahead.
You nasty civilians, you. There's no such thing as an ex-Marine there, Mr. DePaulo.
That's it. John, you make a valid point. Once a Marine, always a Marine. I feel that way about child pedophiles, too.
You know what? But they said, to me, if that's true, they'd still be sending them checks.
Oh, did you hear that from the smart mouth liberal from Philly?
Mm-hmm.
I heard him. Ronnie, I like you anyways.
Well, you know what? That's very nice, yo. And thanks for killing minorities over the past, I don't know,
Well,
100 years. When's the last time? Was it World War II since we killed a white person?
We kill whoever's asking for it. They just happen to be black and brown.
Seriously, because Australia's been unnerving me for a while. Here's the problem with Australia. Your country or your continent? Fucking make up your mind. You can't be both.
You can't be a country. What's it, 77 million square miles, and there's 11 people living there. It's kind of
And most of them are traveling.
Thank you for the call, John.
You ever notice that? You go anywhere in the world, there's fucking Australians there?
I don't go anywhere in the world. I wouldn't even go to Montreal. You know what I mean?
I really wanted you there for this.
Yeah, well,
this
know what, Ronnie?
This fucking show would have been perfect for you.
If my aunt had a dick, it would be my uncle. You know what I mean?
I don't even know what that means.
I don't either. That was a quote under my yearbook picture in high school. We got a quest. Daryl wants to know about Ronnie Cigars. Daryl from Oklahoma. Go ahead.
Hey, guys, love the show. I'd love to see you two pair up.
I think so.
We talked about that before, to go out and do something together.
Do they have that kind of money? No, he means every night, radio show.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can do 2 shows. What's that?
Go ahead,
Ronnie,
Daryl.
what kind of cigars do you prefer? You Maduro, you natural? What brands are you smoking?
Uncircumcised.
Well, most of my cigars come to me from listeners, and it's just wonderful as they mail them in. So, Romeo and Juliet, that's what you can get from me, all right? Go out and get a big barrel, and I'll say your name on the radio. Won't that be fun to hear your name mentioned on the radio? Thank you, my friend.
Love you guys. Thank you.
See you, Daryl.
But we talked about going out and doing something together sometime.
What do you mean?
This is before you got this show here.
What do you mean
You're
going out?
like, we'll go out and we'll do a theater, we'll do some clubs or something, and, you know.
What? But, like, you would be hosting a live event?
Whatever we do. It doesn't matter to me what the show is.
As long as,
The fact
we
is-
split the door, yeah.
Yeah. You want to split the door?
Absolutely.
I'll tell you what, we'll split the door. You put up 70% of the...
What do we have to put up?
Don't we got to lock these clubs in, or are you just letting them take the bar?
Oh, we're doing clubs? I was thinking theaters already. I'm
All
thinking
right.
bigger than that.
All right, well, who's paying for the fucking theater then? Who's paying for the theater rental?
We'll get the guy, the serious will pitch in.
The serious guy.
Can't we? Bob in New Mexico. What's going on? Hi, Bob.
This is the water, and this is the well. Drink full, and descend. The horse is the white of the eyes, and dark within.
Oh. Here's some audio of Trump today. He's on CNN.
Well, things I'm smart, not like everybody says. Like dumb, I'm smart, and I want respect.
Is that Don Jr. or is that
That was Don Jr.,
Senior?
not
Yeah.
Don Sr., no.
Yeah. Did you see him yesterday at the golf course? He had like the boy in the bubble. He had to stay behind the glass.
Oh, you were going to say something?
No,
Oh,
I'm laughing.
He was what? Behind the glass?
He was behind the glass. I guess they wouldn't let him out around
In
fucking
his own
people.
golf course.
Yeah.
Because some bitchy
Go ahead. Let it go. Let it
female
fucking go.
golfers.
Yeah.
I'd say about half of them don't like men and half do.
Most of them are Asian, from what I saw yesterday.
Like
I
I
don't follow a lot of female golf.
They're Asian?
Yeah, there was just tons of Asian. Like the top 5 finishers were all Asian.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, God. What can we
Yeah.
do?
One of the kids had a club foot, too, and was just using it. Fucking teeing off with a club foot. I'm like, that's cheating. Was that Tom Dempsey?
What club should I use? Your left foot. Pull it out of the bag. So you're saying an Asian girl with a club foot won?
Yeah. Asian girl won. Asian girl finished second. Asian girl finished third.
Sounds like it's rigged.
Yeah. I'm so glad. That's an R you used, right?
Trump will look into that.
Yeah. He was loving it because they said that he had tweeted something like 20 times how proud he was of the course. Course looked fucking great.
Did he?
Yeah, he was just tweeting. Like, this is great. Show me one Democrat who has got a golf course like this.
But I do know a guy, my neighbor, who was, he knew somebody who worked for Trump at his courses. And it was a woman, actually. And she was like, what do you call it? The hostess at one of his places. Not Mar-a-Lago, another one. But anyways, he talked to her and said, he comes down, Trump would come down, go right out and talk to all the people that worked there on the grounds, the blue-collar people that make it go every day. And he'd see that, this guy's tractor was broken, one of the groundskeeper. Then he'd go back to management, go in and then ask them, how is everything? And, of course, management would blow smoke up his ass, saying everything's fine, everything's perfect, blah, blah, blah. And he would say, oh, no, it's not. Go talk to Jose about his tractor. You're working this one too hard. He's a man of the people. That's a story, an anecdote.
And in the meantime, he's fucking going behind the back of his management. You know what I mean? That's like if I started walking around your staff going, how's fucking Nick acting, huh? Is he okay with you?
See how he puts a spin on? What are you talking about? Now, if he went to management first, you'd be saying, see, he's a fucking rich 1% asshole. He went out to Jose, who was digging the sand traps.
My mom, my sister, they all love Trump too, and they love the family, and they love the little kid, the expert, whatever his name is, the big tall kid that's like 10. So they're like, he's such a sweet boy. And I told him that in his school on the Upper East Side, I said he got mad at the teachers and he went in and shit in the pool. And my mom and my sister were like, what? And my mom actually said this, was he sick? I go, no. I go, he's so fucking rich that if you give him any shit, he'll shit in the pool and make you clean it up. My mom was heartbroken.
You tell your mother that?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
This is the thing. Like, I wish I didn't. I wish I wasn't that kind of person. But to make a point, when there was I saw them feeling some joy about something. So I had to get in there as quick as I could.
Jesus Christ. You're mean.
Yeah, I know. I'm not happy about it.
We're talking to the legend, if you haven't recognized his voice. Fez. What? Hello?
One more question for you, because I was supposed to do another show at 6. Guns N' Roses, you going?
Where and when?
It's Thursday night at the Apollo. It's a big GNR show for the people right here.
Is Axel going to be 12 hours late?
Probably.
Yeah, that's a big no.
Yeah.
I would love to. Are they really? Yeah. At the Apollo?
The Apollo, yeah, it's a Sirius XM show.
Yes.
No kidding.
Subscriber event.
We've got a brand new Sirius XM Guns N' Roses channel.
That's right.
Yeah. They just play Appetite for Destruction fucking 400 times in a row.
I played Chinese Democracy. I didn't hear anything from anybody. Wasn't that the last album?
Yeah, I think so.
What's Axel weighing in at now? I don't want to be there when he drops dead.
He looks all right. I saw him last summer.
Great.
They were great.
Sounds great.
They sounded great.
And
You're kidding, right?
I'm not kidding.
He toured with AC/DC too last year.
He looked horrible and sounded horrible like 10 years ago, but now he's back.
Got his act together.
Back. Yeah.
Are you now I'm interested.
Yeah.
What time's it start?
We'll go after the show.
10 o'clock.
We'll head up.
Jesus, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Slash?
Yeah, Slash is there.
Better than ever.
I don't like the keyboard player. What was his name? Kevin O'Toole? Now you got me thinking. We got a break? We really do? All
right. Thank you so much, buddy.
No, thank you, Ronnie. I didn't have much
What are
to
you
come out of
saying
the
right
gates
now? I
with.
can stop by anytime I want.
What are you kidding me? You are the legend here.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll do
Maybe
that.
they'll like our chemistry next thing you know.
Yeah. You'll make a few bucks. All right, guys. Enjoy your show.
Thank you so much, Ryan. Say hi to Gail, too.
I will.
Gonna have her on. I saw her in the hallway, so tell her I didn't forget. That's the great Ron Bennington. We got to take a break, folks. 866-969-1969. We come back. Well, I don't know. We'll talk about, I was thinking about doing steroids. I saw Stallone on the internet. The guy's, 86? And he's still shredded. I don't know how he's alive or Arnold. So I'm still kicking that around. Joe Rogan says I should do it. And we'll talk about some college professors are warning against promoting the work of straight white men. What else? Back after this. The great Ron Bennington popped in unexpectedly. And we have a nice chemistry. You ever hear the, what's the thing we did?
Unmasked.
I was going to say
great.
unplugged.
No, very good.
I took Advil PM on top of the Traz, and it just, I couldn't remember where our upstairs bathroom was when I woke up. I was so cloudy and fucked up. Unbelievable. Oof. I'm definitely going to have brain problems. That's why I'm thinking about doing roids. Who out there has done roids? I was flipping through the internet looking at it, and I see like Stallone, and it's like, what? Guy looks like he's 41 physique-wise. And then it dawned, I said, how is he still alive? Why? How come his kidneys haven't failed? And same with Arnie. I used to hear rumors about Arnie being on dialysis, and that's what he has to do dialysis. And the next thing I know, he's governor of California. I'm like, what are you talking about? When's he fit that in? Might be true, might not be true. But I remember I did Rogan show, his podcast, a few times. That's why I love Joe Rogan. I think I might have mentioned this on the show before. I go, Joe, I'm telling you, he pulled up a picture of Stallone, like with no shirt. I go, that's from like 20 years ago, right? He's like, no, this is from like a month and a half ago. I go, what the fuck? And I go, I want to find a doctor. Apparently, if you find a doctor that does it and knows how to, you don't go to the gym. Like when I played ball up at Maine, these guys would go to a local gym in Bangor. Somebody would stick them in the ass. And everybody was juicing. And a lot of my friends up there, my former teammates, have kidney problems. One of them passed away. I mean, you know. But at this age, you know, you lose every 10 years after the age of 40, you lose 8% of your muscle mass. And I look in the mirror, I go, that's about right. It looks, I'm still in pretty good shape, but, you know, come on. I'm going to keep doing P90X till I'm 70. Hips and knees are just aching all the time. So maybe juicing. But I say to Rogan, I go, I'm thinking about juicing. And everybody I've said that to, they would go, why would you do that? You're going to blow out, you know, at this age, you're going to blow out your kidneys and shit. But I say to Rogan goes, why wouldn't you? With the serious look on his face. He goes, what's the alternative? Getting old and fucking dying? You know, that Rogan conviction. That's what I love him. So I'd like to hear from some guys out there. I'd like to hear from somebody who maybe is working with a doctor who is helping you juice and do it responsibly. I have a decent physique, but as Colin Quinn said, at this age, you look at yourself in the mirror, people look at you and you go, that guy, I bet you that guy was in good shape a few years ago. But I'd like to hear from some people who have juiced and it worked for them. But like I said, some of the guys I went to college with, and I remember thinking, you're gonna risk that shit for Maine football? You know, we're not at Oklahoma. You're not going to the NFL. Although, you know, Maine's got like 9 guys in the NFL now, but not when we played. We had leather helmets and, you know, high cleats. And Andy Flowers must have seen a pretty girl walk by.
Mm-hmm.
He just broke his neck, sat up straight like I've never seen.
Boy, you can read me.
Wouldn't you all agree that the NFL is much better with everybody on the juice? Human growth hormones. These are today's gladiators. Let them do what they want. You ever watch clips of the NFL when Frank Gifford play? The pulling guard looks like a supermodel. Has legs like Sandy Duncan. The Sandy Duncan reference for people in their 60s. But I like the NFL where the, you know, and it's so embarrassing when they go, no, nobody in the league's doing this and that. Are you kidding me? We had a couple of teammates. We went home my sophomore year, came back my junior year. A linebacker, I won't say his name. But I didn't even recognize him in the hallway in the dorm. He had his shirt off. He put on, I think he put on 21 pounds of muscle. His 40 time went down like 3/10, and he was benching close to 400 pounds, and didn't even recognize him. It was so goddamn funny. We had a couple guys like that. But when you see a guy with a hamstring pull, you know, the hamstring, whether it's baseball, mostly football, you always see guys always blowing out their hamstrings. That's the first thing when guys are juicing. That's the biggest muscle in your body. So it's very common to blow out your hamstring when you're juicing, which happened to a couple of guys up there. But I just want to, I don't want to work out this hard anymore. I want to cheat a little bit. I'm not talking 12 cycles in a month, you know? Just, let's go to Kevin in Ohio. He's going to give me some advice. Kevin.
Hey, what's up, Nick?
Kev, how old are you?
I am not quite as old. I am 37.
37. And you have some experience with juicing.
I do, a little bit. I was a Division II college athlete, national champion as well, so I, felt a big decline in the years after. So I have done both some testosterone gel, some androgel, which is a little more milder. That's more of the stuff you get the prescriptions on, which is pretty safe and pretty regulated. But I've also done some other illegal stuff. But the difference, you talk about your friends from college with the failed kidneys and so forth, the difference is like anything else, science and medicine is way better now, so the stuff is way cleaner. And without the internet and being able to research back then, some of your friends were probably popping 3, 4, 5 different things, D-ball and Tescipionate and Andro and all that other stuff.
Right.
Yeah, so their kidneys were probably black after a few years. Now you can get online and read, diatribes on Winstrol and some of the milder stuff, and you can figure out how to take it in small doses, and it makes a world of difference. You feel better energy, better libido.
No kidding.
I take it when I do, not all the time, but like 8-week cycles, you're off for, 6 months, take it 8 weeks again. You get leaner, you get tighter. The only issue I've had is some hair loss. But beyond that, I've had no issues. And The kidney issues come more from the pills and stuff because those go through your liver.
What are you using? A cream?
The Andro gel is like a pump gel. It looks like, you pump it and it's like a foam, and then you just rub it on your shoulder or your abdomen after a shower, and it soaks in kind of like a rubbing alcohol. And that's the way to build your testosterone up. And yeah, pretty much anybody over the age of 35 qualifies if you ask your doctor.
No kidding.
But your muscle mass decreases, your testosterone decreases, and they may tell you're in the normal range, but as long as you're in like the lower quarter, no doctor's going to say no, because there's not really a downside to it. I mean, it's your body produces it, so it's just helping you stay on a healthier level, and it's great. And I've never had an issue with it, and you definitely notice a difference when you take it as opposed to when you don't. I mean, you feel better. After a few days, your energy level spikes way up, you sleep better.
Wow.
Yeah. It's definitely worth looking into. And done.
Just the sleeping issue alone makes me Kev, thanks for the call, by the way. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Take care. My testosterone level was normal. I had that checked. He even goes, he did it in the afternoon. That's when you're at your lowest. He goes, it's even a little high for afternoon. So, but, I'm not out of shape. I'm in pretty good shape for a guy my age, but I don't, it's like, I did that P90X, and I did it for, I followed the whole thing for the 3 months. That was back during the Nick and Artie, and I got shredded. It worked. But you know what I learned from that? Oh, I don't want to work out that hard. I could never do that again. You know what I mean? I got into it for that 3 months, but I was like, gee, to maintain, you got to do it at least 4 times a week. You know what I mean? I'm like, not with these joints, not with these knees. And I had both shoulders reconstructed after high school before I went up to Maine. So, but that was interesting. We'll stay on this topic. I want to hear from more people. I want to hear from some people who maybe didn't have the experience Kevin had and might have had some problems with it. But, it's dangerous shit if you don't know how to do it. And those guys in the NFL are all in their 20s. So it's like they're not listening to anybody. And human growth hormone, that's another whole thing that I wouldn't dare touch. But, you just rub it on you. That sounds a little too easy, doesn't it? Just rub it on when you get out and you get stronger, and just the sleeping benefits. Kevin has piqued my interest. Do you have a juice, Andy? No? In Villanova? Hockey? Nothing? All right, 866-969-1969. I'd like to hear from some fellas out there who've had bad experience or positive ones and convince me why maybe I should try this sooner than later. Back after this. 866-969-1969. I was talking about steroids before we went to the break, and I see these guys like Stallone, and I'm like, okay, how's he still alive if it's so bad? Guy's been juicing since Rocky 2. You ever look at him compared like Rocky 1 to Rocky 2? Gets all veiny and shit. You're like, yeah, he had that normal, non-juicing physique in the first Rocky. But just talked to a guy in Ohio who said, using the cream and has his doctor gives him a prescription and it worked beautifully. Let's go to Danny in Las Vegas. He was juicing in high school. Dan.
Yes, sir.
What? Were you an athlete?
Hey, buddy, how are you?
You a football player?
Yeah. No, I played hockey up in the Merrimack Valley in Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was good, though. I mean, I was taking a thing called Deca-Durable, and you inject it like 2 or 3 times a week, slow release, so you don't get huge, like, immediately, so it's not,
right,
really obvious.
Yeah.
So you don't look like a freak, like, right off the bat.
Right.
But, yeah, I mean, it was good. I mean, it was good for, like, endurance. Plus added strength, and I'd go out there and just fucking destroy people.
What year was that, Dan?
I graduated in 02.
In 02.
Yeah.
You didn't play at Merrimack College, did you?
No, I played high school up there. I played in Methuen.
Okay. And so you saw a big difference in your performance athletically.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of endurance. You didn't get, you'd recover a lot quicker. You didn't get as tired as easily. And there was obviously added strength too. So my slap shot was a little harder. And
how about when you got off it? Was there do you feel horrible?
No, the one that I took, it's slow release, so it doesn't it doesn't affect the way that your body creates testosterone. Like there's another one called Dianabol that I guess your body it kind of shuts off whatever valve like your body uses to make testosterone. The one that I took, it doesn't do that.
Yeah, Dianabol. That's where your nuts shrink up.
Yeah, your nuts go to your chest. You get chesticles.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that's 2 positive stories for steroids. All right, Danny. Thanks, man.
Yeah. All right, bud. I'll see you.
All right. Yeah, Dianabol. That's the one I always heard about when I was up in Call. Deca and Dianabol. And then we'd go on a road trip, and then these crazy fucks would take mescaline on the plane. Jesus. They were some of the one. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. And this is the University of Maine, 12,000 people. I can imagine what goes on at University of Miami and Oklahoma when these guys are playing, to make a living. You have to. Can you imagine trying to block a guy who's juicing, 6'2", 305, superhuman strength. What are you not going to juice? You're not even going to be a third stringer. But that's not what I'm looking for here. I'm 55. I just want to look good in my Speedo when I go to France next week. Don't do Dianabol if you want to do that. Sebastian in New Jersey wants to clarify the, some of the stuff's safe and some of it isn't. Hey, Sebastian, welcome.
Hey, doing, Nick? Hey, a couple things. Every time you say juicing, I'm transported back to the '80s.
When I
don't think they call it that anymore. These kids are running gear and calling it other things. They're not juicing.
Yeah.
Juicing is what you do to get vegetables together.
Andy, have you heard people use the term juice?
I think within this context, everybody knows exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Fair enough. Okay.
So what we have, with the previous caller talking about hormone replacement therapy, very popular today.
Yeah.
People like Sly Stallone and all these other actors, as they age, absolutely are on some sort of hormone replacement therapy, including testosterone, growth hormone, all within the realm of legality, not really illicit like your anabolic compounds and steroids. But yeah, that's probably where you want to head. I know you said you had your testosterone check and it was within range.
Yeah.
There's a lot of compound pharmacies and other life extensionist type of doctors who will get your blood and they will test it and you will come back low and they'll prescribe you testosterone. And you don't want any of those gels and shit because all of a sudden you rub that on your shoulder, you rub against your wife, next thing you know she has a beard.
Not
what you want to do.
She's already going. But
she's already
that's a good information right there. You rub shoulders with your wife, and next time she looks like fucking Ray Lewis. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, exactly.
So some of that shit's. But let me ask you, like you said, compound doctors, they'll sell you anything, won't they? Isn't that the danger of it for a guy like me?
Yeah, no, and a lot of the stuff they get is absolutely legitimate.
Yeah.
Product, obviously, but when you look at hormone replacement, that's really what people are doing today, especially our age, I'll say. Not so much the juicing or the steroid use, but steroid use is different than hormone replacement therapy.
No, you're right.
And I think it's a lot more mild.
Yeah, Rogan actually mentioned that. I think he has his levels checked like every month or whatever. Yeah, good call, Sebastian.
He's a fucking beast. He eats elk raw, and that's why his testosterone's jacked up.
I know. He kills it with his bare hands, too, and he eats it. Thanks, Sebastian.
Absolutely.
All right, brother.
You got it.
That's true. He mentioned, Rogan did mention hormone replacement. They check all your levels, just like taking your car in. This is what aging is. Here's my best metaphor for it. It's like it's like your car is falling apart when you have a car. Shit's breaking on it. You keep fixing it. Eventually, you can sell it, but you can't. This is you're stuck in the car. Shit keeps breaking and keep fixing it, but you're going over the cliff. You can't stop. Eric in San Francisco says natural supplements. Hey, Eric, what's going on?
How are you doing?
Pretty good.
A great show, by the way. Great show.
Thank you, sir.
I just want to put a plug in there to consider going the natural route. I've seen a lot of people go up and down, get depressed when they're off, and also with a lot of injuries, pec tears, bicep tears.
Yeah.
I've gone natural for life. A lot of my friends who kept up with it really haven't shown any visible signs of aging. Like you compare, you know, you go to a high school reunion, people age like crazy. You see them, they can be 20 years older. I go see my friends who do this, and they don't seem to age. So, but then diet gets to be a much bigger factor. So it is possible to do it naturally.
When you say naturally, specifically, I mean diet and what else? What else is involved?
Diet, weights, and cardio. I'm not saying that if you were going to do it, I agree. Go to the doctor, get it, hormone replacement.
Yeah.
That's a safer route. Black market, you don't know what you're getting. But the downside, really, the up and down. A lot of my friends who did it don't train anymore, and they really pay a price. Their joints hurt. Like you mentioned, the football players, and maybe it is the old drugs, like people are saying. I mean, that's a good point.
Yeah.
But you really can have awesome results, but it depends on your discipline level. Like for me, I have to cut carbs way down, those kind of things. But I'm 52, so around the same age, and really the same as 30 plus years ago. But it takes a lot more effort. So if it really depends on how much time you've got.
Yeah. As a comedian, I have plenty. I can't even use that as an excuse.
Well, it's just that, to consider, because really there is some downside of the up and down, and really the more the problems I saw, the reason I never did it was more the mental health. All my friends, nice guys, they all worked as bouncers and were fighting all the time and loving it. And I'm not saying that's bad. It's just that their personalities changed. And then when they were off, the people talk about cycling, a lot of times they really had trouble.
Right.
Are you sick? What happened? You lost all the... So just consider, if you tighten up your diet a little bit, as another route, you might be surprised. If you got good in shape on the PX90, you probably could get really good results without it, too. So.
All right. I'll take that into consideration, Eric.
Hey, great show, though. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
All right.
Take care. Yeah, I'm not doing that. That sounds like too much. I appreciate but no, that's not. I'm looking for shortcuts here. I'm 55. I've been doing that. I did the diet natural shit when I did P90X. And it worked. It did. I get pictures. I get shredded, but Jesus, my knee, it took 11 years off my knees and hips only because I kept doing it. I kept doing it and doing it. I got addicted to it because it was working. But no, I'm looking for shortcuts here. I like to rub some cream on my ass and my chest and be shredded in 3 weeks. Is there anything like that out there? Well, you can get a juicer, some carrots and shit, a lot of fiber, take big runny dumps and get dehydrated. It's the only time it's the only time I'm happy with myself, when I'm dehydrated in the morning. Still have a physique. But I'll do, I do hard cardio, and, I'll do like 45 minutes of cardio and then a half-hour weights 2 to 3 times. And I'm maintaining. I think the trazodone might be upping my metabolism. Something's different. My wife says it's because I later on all winter I was really sedentary. And she says just a little bit of extra that you're doing now, activity-wise. And I don't think so, though. I always had the metabolism of a paralyzed sea elephant. So something's changed. I'm maybe it's the trazodone, or it's the fact that because I only sleep 4 to 5 hours total, that means I'm up for 19, and maybe I'm burning extra calories. Nick in Long Island.
How are you, Nick?
Pretty good. You mixed Deca with testosterone, and what happened?
Correct. About 2 years ago, I'm 57, so I'm older than you. So 2 years ago, I wanted to bulk up a little bit.
Yeah.
So I bought a 10-week cycle of Deca and 10-week cycle of testosterone. So you would do 2 to 1. You would do the 1 shot of Deca and then 2 shots of testosterone.
Where did you buy it?
Because I got it from some gym rat. It was from black market. I had to buy the needles, through the internet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, my point is, you got to be very careful because I developed prostate problems.
Yeah.
Well, while I was doing this, I was going to see my urologist, and my PSA level was really high. So I was always told never lie to your lawyer or your doctor.
Right.
So I told my doctor, I said, listen, I'm on a 10-week cycle on Deca and testosterone. He said, well, I'll be honest with you. He goes, testosterone and Deca really fuels prostate cancer.
Yeah.
It's like gasoline.
I heard that.
So once I heard that, I stopped. I was pretty much done with the 10-week cycle anyway. But so you just got to be very careful. What's your PSA number? Did you get that checked out?
I didn't get my PSA. I got to knock it down into single digits. I'm doing Paulie Walnuts when he thought he had prostate cancer.
Mine was up to like over 5. It was almost, at the time.
But my doctor did say that when I was talking about hormone replacement and stuff. He did mention definitely complications with the prostate, and that was sort of enough for me. So
so you got to be very careful. So, like I said, I just wanted to fill you in on that because it's very dangerous. So they say, but I did bulk up a little bit for 10 weeks.
Was it worth the pussy? You got?
Yeah, but the only thing with the DECA is like one of the old school steroids, like back in the 70s that they did. And the only thing with DECA is no athlete uses that now because it stays in your system for like months and months and months.
Oh.
So if you're testing steroids or stuff like that, it will come up in your test. So that's why no one uses DECA anymore.
Okay. All right, Nick.
All right, Nick.
Good call.
I love the show, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate
bye.
it. I forgot about that angle. That's my doctor did mention that. The prostate complications. Remember when Paulie Walnuts thought he had
Yeah,
he had prostate? Doctor says we're going to knock my PSA down into single digits. Oh, my God. That made me cry. Jason in Atlanta currently doing on testosterone. How's it working? He goes, hi, how are you, Nick?
Yeah.
Nice to talk to you.
Hey, Nick, how you doing, man?
What's up, Jason?
Hey, so, I went to the doctor just for a routine visit. I'm about 46 years old, and they take the blood work and all that, and he comes back and he says, hey, your testosterone is low. We may want to talk about putting you on a supplement. I said, wait a fucking minute. I'm like, I got, hair on my body like a gorilla. I chase after my wife around the house, every day. I got 5 kids. I'm like, I got no troubles in that area. He goes, hey, I can't. It's what the lab results are saying. You're in the 150s. You should be between 300 and 700. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, so let me do some research and see what it's about. And I was a little concerned about the cancer side of it all.
Yeah.
And what I get is it's called Testin, and it's like the androgel that most people get prescribed.
Yeah.
And I think I'm on a 0.5% dose, and I'm not noticing anything dramatic. I feel sure, I maybe feel a little bit firmer in my, muscles and that, but I'm not anything, I don't exercise, so maybe that's part of it. And then I do notice that I had this pain in my heels, the whatever that is, the Achilles heels and shit that wouldn't go away.
Yeah.
And that's gone. And so my doctor, I was explaining to him, he has me come in every 2 months, and he's like, so, what's going on, and feeling any different? And I'm like, not really. I'm like, it's, putting that shit on every morning, rubbing it on your shoulders, and it's true. Don't touch your kids, don't touch women, otherwise it's going to cause them to get, male characteristics, apparently.
And it's, you wake up next to Abe Vigoda. What the fuck? So it's called, the stuff you were taking was prescription, right? It was called Testin?
Testim, Testim. And the reason I'm on that is because my insurance wouldn't cover the androgel, but it's the same stuff.
Yeah.
It just comes in a little toothpaste tube, and it's kind of a pain in the ass because you got to squeeze it out on your shoulders, and it's alcohol based. You got to rub it in, so you're sitting there with these wet alcohol cold shoulders. You can't put a shirt on until it's all dried out.
Jesus.
A fan.
All right.
But the other thing that's interesting about this, though, for picking up chicks, it's the weirdest thing.
What?
I'll be in a drive-through of a Starbucks, and I'm not wearing any cologne, and there'll be these women that be like, wow, you smell really good. What kind of cologne are you wearing? And it's that shit. It's that testosterone. The women can smell it.
Is that right?
And they're attracted to. And I said that to my doctor. He says that's usually women when they're ovulating. They have this increased sense of smell that they could pick up on the male hormones that you exude from your body. And then some women are just boom. I've had it happen so many times, and it's bizarre.
Yeah. Now you're getting
you where you are.
Now you're getting your coffee at titty bars at night.
Exactly. So,
all right, Jace.
It's a cologne, if nothing else.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, man. Bye.
Interesting. Makes sense, too, actually. Starbucks. Hey, you smell really good. Oh, God. A buddy, Zach, in Pittsburgh. It doesn't surprise me. That's a macho town, Pittsburgh. Zach, you actually did some roids in your day?
Yeah, but there's been a lot of, I wouldn't call it misinformation with these callers, but basically all steroids are testosterone. Now, when people are talking about Deca, Deca-Debroin, Dianabol, that Testin, those are trade names.
Right.
Like Advil is a trade name, but it's ibuprofen.
Right.
So basically what science has done is the steroid molecule has two properties. It's androgenic and anabolic. Anabolic, obviously, is the creating and enlarging muscle.
Right.
The androgenic is the secondary sexual characteristic, supposedly, it's oily skin, hair, and all that stuff. So those guys are kind of, they really don't know what they're talking about. You're basically just putting extra testosterone in your body. And basically every men and women both produce estrogen and testosterone. Obviously, males produce more testosterone. Women produce more estrogen. And basically, I knew a lot of guys. In fact, I knew guys that owned an anti-aging clinic. And this is the truth. They basically said your hormone levels don't decrease because you age. You age because your hormone levels decrease. So I would highly recommend you just do your research, find a legitimate anti-aging clinic, and just get some testosterone. There's going to be a billion different brand names and some human growth hormone. And I think you'll be happy with the results.
HGH and testosterone.
Well, they really, like the one caller said, the doctor is going to make sure he finds a way to make sure the levels are low.
Yeah.
But just a small amount of both. Literally, like you said, you're 55. You're gonna feel like you're 25 again. I've had many people tell me that. So, and all this cancer crap. Yeah. There's absolutely no scientific evidence that any type of anabolic steroids cause cancer. I mean, I've even talked to my doctor about it. He admitted to me. The term roid rage came from the late 80s from a lawyer who this guy caught his girlfriend in bed with another guy and killed them both. Of course, he was drunk and on coke, but it was also amateur bodybuilder. And this lawyer tried to blame it on the testosterone, on the steroids. So there's the only documented side effects from steroids is when you take the orals, because they have to add something to it called a 17-alpha alkaloid.
Yeah.
What makes so your liver can't. If you take an oral steroid, your body makes all testosterone out of cholesterol. Your liver will simply just break it back down into fatty acids and cholesterol. So they stick this thing called a 17-alpha alkaloid on it, so it bypasses your liver, puts all kind of stress on the liver. That's why they have the gels now, because you don't want to. You either need to inject it, or now you can rub it on or take it sublingually through your gums.
Right.
So, but that's only documented actual, and it's from the 17-alpha alkaloid, not the steroid. So,
okay.
I hate to have you a little scientific and crazy on you here.
No, good stuff. All good stuff.
Yeah.
You were former.
Hit that anti-aging clinic. You won't regret it.
All right. Thanks, Zach.
Thank you. Bye.
Zach was a former pro power lifter, so he'd be knowing what he's talking about. But I'm laughing at these guys in the NFL. They're like 22. And just rubbing shit on creams and stuff. Female reporter comes out of the locker room. She's got a handlebar mustache because somebody bumped into her. Joey Porter actually brushed up against her. Now she's got a third tit. Oh, my God. Chris in Staten Island. We got about 2 minutes before break. Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, what's going on?
What's happening?
The guy who just called before, I agree with him 100%. I'm 39 years old. I started juicing when I was probably around 17. I was a bouncer at a nightclub, and pretty much that was the whole thing. It was just, lifting and stacking everything together.
And you did it, and you're still doing it, Chris?
No, actually, believe it or not, from all the shit that I did from when I was younger, my testosterone level dropped, and I have to go on the testosterone from the doctor to bring my testosterone level up, because it was getting to a point where I couldn't even get an erection anymore because I did so much, juice when I was younger.
Wow.
Yeah, it definitely does screw you up. I mean, one thing he did say before about steroids killing people. I was doing this research on it. steroids out of all the people in the world, it's rated 125th out of killing people, out of deaths for people.
Right.
Vitamin C has a higher death toll than anabolic steroids.
Well, I'm staying away from that vitamin C. I'll tell you that, goddammit.
Yeah, well, then you do that.
All right, Chris.
All right. Have a good one.
Thanks,
All right.
man. I appreciate this guy. Thanks. Holy Christ.
Tried. I did the best I could. What about me? What am I supposed to do?
Supposed to do Deca. This guy was juicing at 17 to bounce in Staten Island. I bet you he was a fucking terror. I mean, you got enough. 17, you are cranking with your, we peak sexually at 18. Do you know that? And women at 40. Somebody has a bit about that, like Lenny Bruce or somebody has a great bit about that. All right, we come back. I want to change the subject. It'll be the last segment. Hopefully we have time to get caught. I want to talk about the flash mob in Philly last night. You hear about that? 500 teens throwing bottles at the cops and shit. And that's not a big surprise because these flash mobs happen all the time. But I'm going to play the report on TV, and we can. It's just the way it was handled, and it's just the casualness of it. And I'll tell you what specifically about that story pisses me off, and why this shit's going to continue. And I'll see if you agree with me. And that's probably all we're going to have time for. But I also wanted to get into why these professors on college campuses are warning against promoting the work of straight white men. It just doesn't end, huh? I guess we should just get the hell out of the country, huh? Even though it's white, old, smart men that designed the whole thing. Let's not give them any credit. Anyways, 866-969-1969. Back after this final segment of Monday. Went by fast. Bennington comes in. That was key, wasn't it? Having a legend in the house. 866-969-1969. A week from tomorrow night, July 25th, I'll be at the Fat Black Pussycat. Go to ComedyCellar.com for tickets, or go to my website, nickdip.com. And check out our overnight show. You can hear this again at 2 a.m. in the East, 11 in the West. And you can listen it on demand at any time. And hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, at Nick DiPaolo. And Bill Nye is up for an Emmy. Do you see this? He had some gender spectrum. What's it? It says, my vagina has its own voice. Drag queen, drag king, just do what feels right. You're all tall, pansexual, flirty wood sprite. Who enjoys a fleshlight in the cold moonlight with a sad clown Skyping via satellite? Just some of the lines which generated a massive profits boost for the trauma counseling industry earlier this year in response to the car crash viral internet sensation horror show that was episode 9 of Bill Nye's Save the World series. Now, somebody doesn't like him who wrote this. Now the story's taken even a worse turn. It's been, that segment has been nominated for an Emmy Award. Anything that has transsexual anything gets nominated. That's how it works. It's how Hollywood works. It's just, are you embarrassed? It's just how biased and transparent and that scene from Nye's Netflix show, a transgender celebrating song and dance routine starring actress Rachel Bloom, was celebrated across the internet as one of the most embarrassing moments in the history of television. Yet it got it nominated for an Emmy. So too is the ensuing COD scientific lecture in which Nye bade farewell to whatever last tattered shreds remained of his credibility by explaining that there are not, in fact, just two sexes, male and female, but lots and lots of different genders and a range of lovely, vibrant flavors. But I've said that on the show. I actually agree with him there, didn't I? I say there is a spectrum. There's a lot between... you've seen them. And it's funny, we were just talking about steroids and hormones and estrogen and stuff. Some people get too much of the female juice. Some don't get enough. I mean, so there is kind of a spectrum. I kind of agree with that part of it. But just getting him getting nominated for an Emmy because he touched on that in his series. And, you know, I had a history with a little bit of a history with Mr. Scientist Bill Nye. I was on with Anthony Comey on the podcast, and I set him up. I came out and I said that I had flunked out of the University of Maine just to see how he would react to it with his pompous, and sure enough, he took the bait. I got it somewhere here.
Flunked out of University of Maine.
Yeah.
And you flunked out.
Yeah.
I think we're all shocked.
It happened.
I don't like your sarcasm, asshole. This ain't the fucking Bill Maher show, Bill.
This guy's like a mechanical engineer. He's not even a real. He's a he's a savvy genius, is what he is. I wish he handled me, as he could have been my manager. Guy knows PR. But that was one of the funniest moments ever. Oh, Jesus. So, yeah, he's one of his episodes in that series is going to be nominated for it. I mean, again, because they touched on, on transgender and anything, you touch on it and you're up for putting him up for an Emmy, everybody. The episode raised concern for conservatives and YouTube denizens alike, many of whom mocked the show for awkwardly associating social sciences with physical science. That's the big thing, The Republicans, everybody say, well, you're the party of no science, but then the Democrats will say, well, if a guy has a peepee and says he's a girl, he's a girl. Well, that sort of fucking goes against what you just... Who's the party of anti-science? Anyhow, I just wanted to touch on that, but that's because Hollywood, they really like her. Well, like McMurphy said in Cuckoo's Nest.
She likes a rigged game, you know what I mean?
When it comes to award shows, they like a rigged game. It's just so. Anyways, I wanted to talk about this last night in Germantown, outside of Philly, the Lonnie Young Recreation Center. There was a flash mob of 500 teens. They were between ages of 12 and 17, so excellent parents. And here's the report on...
Flash mob effectively shut down this rec center, and we can still show you some of the remnants of the glass bottles here that the crowd ended up throwing at police when officers arrived. We got this video from publicly available social media posts. It shows the crowd of about 500. Police say most were 12 to 17 years old. Officers tried to disperse the crowd, and that's when the teens began hopping on cars and throwing those glass bottles at officers. In some images, you can see them really daring officers to escalate the situation. Police instead decided to wait things out and contain the crowd, not making any arrests. And after a few hours, the crowd went home without any serious property damage or...
Oh, not making any arrest. I don't know. You might want to make some fucking arrests. Where's the deterrent to not to do it again? Oh, there was no damage. Listen how they put a positive spin on it.
Officers being hurt.
Officers weren't hurt and nobody got arrested. Why? Then I don't want to hear about it. The next time 500 gather and start throwing rocks and bottles at you again, I don't want to hear the whining. And then I love the message from Captain Drew Techner of the Philadelphia Police said, parents need to be aware. First of all, he says parents, plural. You mean parent, don't you? You guys can go look at the video on Facebook, whatever. I'm not, I'm just saying it's the usual suspects. But parents need to be aware that when they're sending their juveniles out, he says, I know it's nice to get the fresh air and be out with friends on a summer night, but parents have to be aware of what their kids are doing. Don't make me fucking laugh. Who they are with, who they're with, and what they're getting involved in. They need to be home at a decent hour. He's kidding, right? They have to know where their kids are and who they're hanging out with. It's a fucking splash.
Excuse me.
Gotta be kidding me. But how do you not make any arrests? It just said in the report they were throwing bottles at the cops. This is why we're finished as a fucking nation. Because if somebody did make an arrest, there'd be some Sharpton, whoever would be out there, and all, cops would, have to tackle somebody, and then they'd be... It really is all falling apart, isn't it, in the name of political correctness? 500 kids out there throwing bottles at the cops. But, Everybody went home. There wasn't any damage, so we'll just forget about it until the next time. My solution is, and I keep saying it, rubber bullets. I love the idea of rubber bullets, although when the Red Sox won a World Series, I think it was 2007, or it might have been the 2013. I can't remember. The last one, we've won so many lately. A girl got killed by a rubber bullet. There was a little bit of, shenanigans going on. They were celebrating late at night after the Sox won. And a girl it was at the parade the next day or something. Got a cop, shot a rubber bullet, hit her in the eye. But I'm just pointing. What's so funny? Andy Flowers is laughing at that.
I don't know why.
Huh?
I don't know.
I know why you're laughing. You're a Yankees fan, you big dink. I'm telling you, rubber bullets is the solution. Spray these kids with rubber frickin' bullets. These things hurt. They hurt. These rubber bullets. I'll shoot you in the ass. The Red Sox won about. But I'm telling you, you can't just not do anything. Fire hoses, I guess, would bring up bad memories of the 50s and 40s, but also a very effective water cannon. Seriously, I don't want to hear it from the cops then, from Philly the next time this happens. This got to be deterrent. All those kids are going to go, hey, that didn't work out that bad. None of us got arrested. Let's fuck with the cops a week from Tuesday. And it'll be 1,000 next time. Anybody feel that way? Or am I just being a big dink? 866-969-1969. Chris in Michigan. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Nick. What's going on, man?
How you doing, Chris?
Good. Yeah, I agree with you completely. I think they should have they should have arrested as many of those kids as possible, but they would just go to a juvenile prison because they were all underage.
Well, they wouldn't go to prison at all. They'd get a slap on the wrist or whatever. But when you were, Chris, I don't know how old you are, when you were a kid, if you were throwing bottles at the cops, wouldn't you be immediately arrested?
Yeah. Maybe they could use, like you were mentioning, rubber bullet. What about like paintball guns?
Yeah, paintball. I don't think that hurts as much as a rubber bullet, but yeah, whatever.
Oh, okay.
Whatever stings. BB guns. I don't give a shit. Slingshots. Wrist rockets. Super soakers with cat piss in them. Just let them know that they were in a fucking fight and give them a reason not to come back.
Yeah, there's no deterrence if they don't arrest anybody or don't shoot them.
I don't know, Chris. Those parents, when they get home, I bet you those parents will give them a good talking to, and it won't happen again.
Yeah, but by the way, you were talking about the transsexual thing. I saw Caitlyn Jenner was running for Senate. Did you catch that?
I did see a picture of it, yes.
Yeah, I heard she might make it mandatory for all men to cut their dicks off.
Did you, Chris? That's a good one. I love it.
While feminists look on, it's live taped on CNN.
All righty, Chrissy. Nice talking to you, fella.
All right, thanks.
Nobody hit him with a paintball gun. God damn it. The hell? Fucking John in Kansas on line 2. John, welcome to the show.
Hey, Nick. Hey, this shit's nothing new. You look on YouTube, they got, them doing these flash mobs.
Yeah, I know.
Convenience stores and all that shit,
I know. I know, John. But that's my point. It's nothing new, and it should be something new is my point. It's nothing new because they don't do anything. They don't arrest these kids, and they're going to keep doing it. So just because it's nothing new doesn't mean it shouldn't be stopped, right?
True. But, I did have another question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, Nick, when you say usual suspects,
yeah,
do you mean Schwoogies?
No. You know what I mean. Just the punks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were hanging around Anthony Cumia's.
No.
That might have rubbed off.
Jesus Christ. All right, John. John from Kansas. I wouldn't think he would have known that derogatory term. But, I'm saying just the usual suspect. Young kids without supervision, let's put it that way, who don't have much guidance in their life. That's all I'm saying. Now, I didn't look up the demographics of Germantown specifically. Matter of fact, a kid that I played ball with up at Maine, our captain, was from Germantown, PA. I could have Googled the demographics, but that would have been racist of me. I just looked at the footage on the news. And I know I'm not supposed to draw any conclusions, so I won't. Who's the guy out there wandering? Andy.
That is Ben from the Golf Channel.
I thought he was like a thug. He's from the Golf Channel. He looked like a kind of a white supremacist guy with with a mean look on his face and a shaved head. He's from the Golf Channel. Okay. Let's go to Cody in Wyoming, who wants to weigh in on the flash mob of 500 teens throwing bottles at the police in Philly, yet no arrests. Cody in Wyoming, your thoughts, sir?
How you doing, guys? In my opinion, man,
Nice,
the
single.
second that bottles hit, riot shields or hit policemen, arrests should have started happening that fucking second.
Oh, that's horrible, Cody. You're just being a fascist pig. They should be able to...
Well, fuck, I know, right? And see, it's the same thing. Like I'm sure you've heard of Antifa, and I don't know. Did you see the interview with the one? Maybe he's 25 years old, saying that horses are racist and fascist. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, that sounds... Fill us in on the specifics.
Well, basically, there was... I can't remember which news network it was and who the reporter was, but he had an interview with this kid who said stabbing or slashing New York City policeman's horse in the neck was justifiable because the horse was a racist or a bigot or whatever the fuck excuse they're coming up with now. But back to the point of it is, it all of these kids that are doing that shit, all these Antifa fuckers.
Yeah.
Antifa is supposedly the anti-fascist.
Anti-fascist, yes. And they
look at all the shit they do and tell me that they're not fascist.
Of course they're fascist. It is. It's really irony defined.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's fucking... I just can't believe where we are. And it's going to continue if you don't, like I said, rubber bullets.
Yeah, I'm with you. It blows my fucking mind. Yeah, I mean, 10 years ago, we didn't have these issues. Fucking white milk wasn't racist. Shit like that. I don't understand how the fuck, as the greatest country in the world, we got to this point.
I do. It's called liberalism, and it has to be fucking defeated.
Well, yeah, but I grew up when I was in high school. I was like hardcore liberal, and then I fucking grew up.
Exactly.
And socially, for the most part, I am still pretty liberal, but I just don't get where the fucking turning point was for these guys.
Well, yeah, especially when it comes to the issue of race, we've let the left handle it for the last 40 years, and they have totally butchered it. And this is the result. Cody, thank you. I got a bunch of calls here. I only have a few minutes left. Thank you for the call. Cindy in Massachusetts. We always like to have a woman's point of view. Cindy.
Hey, Nick.
What's up, Cindy?
Hello, are you there?
Yes, Cindy, go ahead.
Hey, just real quick. CBS Philadelphia said that, and I'm reading this.
Yeah.
It says the police were told to stand down as to not escalate the situation.
Yeah, that's.
So it wasn't the cops' fault. Those little bastards.
Well,
you know who they are. You know how they got here.
Okay.
You know who's paying for them.
Who told them to stand down? The mayor?
According to
I can't hear you. Thank you for the call. Can't hear a word you're saying. You can't tell me we're going forward as far as fucking phone technology either. Okay? Fucking Steve Jobs, I'm glad you're dead. Give me a fucking break. Every other call. There's a reason we didn't have cell phones for 50 years in this country. They still don't know they don't work. Marty's got a good idea in Seattle, and it doesn't surprise me because beanbags. Marty.
Hey, how you doing? No, they have these beanbag shots for shotguns.
Yeah.
That'll just knock your ass down. Yeah.
Are they the same ones that you guys play hacky sack with?
No. Come on. Don't go there.
Don't go there. No, actually, beanbags, it's a good idea.
For quite a few years.
They have, but I like the idea of I like the idea of a rubber bullet. It seemed like it would hurt more than a beanbag.
Oh, yeah, it would. But you ever seen a guy get hit with one of those beanbag shots?
No, I haven't.
Throws him back about a good 5 feet.
Well, like I said, a girl was killed by a rubber bullet, so I'm leaning towards a rubber bullet. All right, thanks, Marty. I know what he's talking about. Take care. I know you can ever go on the internet and look at these fucking crazy ass kids are like, yeah, I'm going to put this bulletproof vest and shoot me with this. And sometimes they end up killing their friends and shit. Again, that's thinning out the herd. I understand that. But I just got infuriated listening to the newscast and no property damage and nobody was arrested. And I'm sure the cops were told to stand down. But my point being, by who? The commissioner? The police commissioner? Whoever. That makes me even more furious. So don't whine when they do it again. I know we've lost the concept of deterrent. I'm trying to think what I did. My father backhanded me, and I never did it again. Many things. I came home drunk one night, shit-faced, out of my mind. I put an Elio's pizza in the toaster oven, went downstairs to watch the Carson monologue, woke up with my father shaking me. It's broad daylight. He's holding the Elio's pizza. It was the size of a wallet. It still had smoke coming off it. He smacked me in the face, and I almost burnt down the house. I lay down to watch the Carson monologue, woke up the next morning with him holding an Elio's pizza. Can you imagine? I could have killed us all. I'm sitting there with my coat still on. Just picture that. I open my eyes and the sun's up. And there's the old man. I can see the silhouette and and Elio's pizza was about, 8-10 inches wide. It was the size of a wallet with there's still little blue flames coming off it. Unbelievable. I had that coming. That's why I couldn't be a dad. I would have shot my kid with rubber bullets if he did the real bullets. But let's go to Dean in Chicago. Dean.
Hey, Nick, how's it going, buddy?
Pretty good.
Listen, I agree with you. There's something needs to be done. Nobody has any fear for authority. Even their parents, they have no fear of when their parents tell them to go to their room or try to take their phone away. Yeah. These kids are 13 to 17. I say wrangle as many of them as you can in that situation and make them wear a pink jumpsuit and pick up garbage in front of the fucking school that they're supposed to be in.
Yeah. They wouldn't show up for that either, and they wouldn't show up.
Well, then hold their parents liable for it.
Well, you keep saying
to come get them out of the jailhouse at night. Then
all right, you keep saying parents plural. I will bet you $1,000.
Right. Well, okay, then grandparent, aunt, whatever, guardian, whoever the hell that lives with that kid, come get him. And if he doesn't have a phone number, let him sit there. Somebody's eventually going to be missing that kid, and come get him.
Yeah.
Again, whether it's an aunt, grandmother, and then hold that person liable. This kid better show up on this day, or your ass is in trouble.
Well, there you
See
go.
how fucking fast, I'm sure it costs a lot of money to have something like that go down to make, the cities are all crying broke, especially here in Chicago, Illinois is fucked.
Right.
So, I mean, what is the solution to the problem other than you have to show authority and some kind of, there's got to be some kind of, consequences for your actions. If I don't pay my bills, they'll come take their shit.
Yeah. No, I know. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Dean, for the call. There was 40, by the way, this is off the subject from the flash mob things, but there was over 40 shootings this weekend in Chicago, 10 of them fatal. Do you understand? That didn't go on in some places in Iraq. It's literally a war zone as far as I'm changing subjects now. But again, Trump talked about bringing the National Guard in. What are you doing? What are you waiting for? So it's almost like I guess we are being naive. It's all, I don't know, it's payback for past indiscretions. I don't know. But it just infuriated me when I watched we get time for one more call before the end of the show. Let's go to Ted in New York. Ted.
What's up, Nick? How you doing, brother?
Good. How you doing, Ted?
Good. Yeah, man. Definitely an accountability issue. And what was that shit that happened in Philly where the mayor actually blew up a building because there were squatters in there. Remember that shit?
Yes, there was squatters in a crack house that wouldn't leave, and he blew it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, man. There's somebody's got to be accountable, and there's got to be a fear factor.
Exactly. Ted, I gotta cut you short. We're coming to the end of the show.
Problem.
Thank you so much, for calling. But it's true, man. Those 500 kids, why wouldn't they come back in a week and do it again? It's just, and then the news, they have to sweet talk on the local news. And everything was fine. Nobody got hurt. No windows are broken. I sounded like Billy Brown. I did that, didn't I? That's it, kids. Thank you to all the callers tonight. And we'll be back here. Same bat time, same bat channel. And again, listen to the overnights at 2 a.m. in the East and 11 p.m. in the West. It's the Nick DiPaolo Show. We'll talk to you tomorrow night. Take care.